All right. Thanks for joining our session. We're going to talk a little bit about AI because nobody talks about AI these days, so we figured we should. But it's going to be interesting because we're going to talk about how to actually roll out to production. And if something goes wrong, we're going to see if AI can help us with recovering from that. So my name is Kevin Dubois. I work at IBM now, from Red Hat to IBM. And then with me is Carlos.
Yeah, Carlos Sanchez. I work at Adobe as a principal scientist, and I've been involved with the open source community for a long time now. So,
excellent.
Hope you like it.
Yeah, so last year I was traveling. I was in Berlin, and the CrowdStrike thing happened. I don't know if you remember this. A lot of issues with airlines, so I got stranded for the whole weekend in Berlin because something was rolled out, and it caused some issues, and it was quite hard to recover from that. And so, yeah, a lot of people like me ran into a lot of issues, and then they kind of did their post-mortem and figured out that they probably shouldn't have rolled out to the entire production and maybe do staged rollouts. And well, that just so happens to be something that you can do with Argo Rollouts. So maybe if they had watched our session before, no, I'm just kidding.
Or use Argo Rollouts. That's been around for a while.
Yeah, exactly. Argo Rollouts has been around for a while, and both Carlos and I have been talking about it for a while. So just out of curiosity here, who knows about Argo Rollouts? So we see a fair amount of hands, which is good. Then who here works for CrowdStrike? All right, so for those who don't know what Argo Rollouts is or what progressive delivery is what you can accomplish with Argo Rollouts, I tried to create this kind of with AI, of course, to try to show what it means in a non-kind of software diagram thing, because sometimes it's nice to kind of show it in a different way. But yeah, you can see here in the first image that 90% of the traffic in this case still goes over the old bridge. Somebody created a new bridge, and then gradually they're going to send a couple people over this new bridge to see how everything is going. And it's the same in software, right? So you send a little bit of your traffic to your canary and then see how everything is behaving. And with Argo Rollouts, you can then verify how your rollout is going. You can check the logs. You can see what kind of metrics are going on. And then if something doesn't go right, then Argo Rollouts you can define your success criteria or your failure criteria. And then Argo Rollouts is going to notice that, well, maybe we can see here in the second picture, there are some cracks on the bridge. So we should probably roll back, send everybody back to the old bridge, and then hopefully nobody died, right? So that's kind of the concept of Argo Rollouts. We're not going to go too deep into the basics of it, but just to kind of give you an idea of how it works is that you create this Argo Rollouts custom resource, and then you define an analysis template that you can call, and you define these steps to basically roll out to a certain amount of traffic. So in this case, you can see below, you can see the steps: set wait 30, then pause, then set wait, 40, then 60, 80, and whatever more. So you just gradually roll out to more traffic, to more users, then take a pause, analyze what's going on thanks to the analysis template, and then if everything is going well, then you keep rolling out into more and more traffic until finally you've rolled it out to everybody, or not, right? Or if something goes wrong, then you automatically roll it back. So in this success template that we've previously kind of were showing and doing, we were using Prometheus, but you can use many tools. So in our case, we had a template where we called Prometheus, and we looked at some metrics. So we created a success condition that said if not more than 95% is successful, then roll back. And what 95% are we looking for? In this case, kind of a really simple example, we just looked for any kind of 500 type error. And if we saw that more than 5% of our logs would show or our metrics showed that kind of error code, then we would roll back. So this was great, but you need to define the success criteria. And what if something is kind of not exactly defined in what you created in your prom QL, right? So instead of creating this custom prom QL, why not use AI to actually analyze your logs, your metrics? And that's actually that AI is fairly good at, right? Analyzing things and then seeing if there's anomalies. And then we can define what the success criteria is based on that. So it could be that we give it some sort of confidence score of how confident it is that there are issues or not. And then based on that, we can either continue rolling out or roll back. So Carlos, you did create a nice diagram. And so basically how it goes is, so you commit your code, right? So you make some code changes, you deploy it, your canary runs, we do the analysis, and then AI is going to look at the logs and verify and metrics, whatever you want to throw at it. You can give it access. In our case, we created an agent, an actual agent that's running in Java with Quarkus. That's sending the logs to a model and has access to the Kubernetes cluster as well. So it can go log into the pods as well and verify in the canary that everything is going well. So that's kind of our agent that's going to see, is everything going well? Okay, that's great. Keep rolling out. Or if not, well, then roll back. So this is pretty cool. Carlos, you did most of this work, so it's I can definitely say it's cool. To say it about yourself is maybe not so good. I did create the Kubernetes agent based on what he created, but I was just like, well, we need to make it in Quarkus because it's more performant than whatever he was using, supposedly. Anyway, so if you're a Java person, you should check out the source code. It's actually pretty cool that you can do it with Java. So the way that it works on the Argo side is that you have to create a plugin. And so you can see here that we create a config map and we provide the source code for the plugin and load it up. And then we can call that plugin as part of a template. So you can see this is the same kind of Argo rollout, but in this case, our template is pointing to this Canary Analysis AI agent. And this Canary Analysis AI agent, or in this case, success rate AI, same difference. You can see that.
A typo, small typo.
Yeah. You can see we have a provider with a plugin, and the plugin is pointing to our Kubernetes agent that's running in our cluster. In this case, in the Argo Rollouts namespace, but you can run it, of course, anywhere. And then we pass in the label that it needs to look for the stable pods, and then the labels for the canary pods, and then it can compare those two. And then we have that success condition, in this case, results more than 50%, and that basically means the model defines that it's more than 50% confident that there is, that everything is going well, and if not, well, then you should roll back. So this is great, so we can actually analyze logs and then roll back, which is fantastic. But actually, there's more that we added to this to make it even more cool with more AI.
Well, everything is better with more AI.
Yes, of course. So we added another component to this. So if something isn't going right, we're going to analyze what is going wrong. And we're going to look at the source code and let AI try to figure out, based on the error logs, what went wrong, look at the source code, and then try to provide a fix for us, create a pull request for us as well. And then if you're really, really
YOLO.
If you're very YOLO, you can even say like, oh, just auto-prove it and let it fix itself and then re-roll out. Of course, I wouldn't necessarily do that in production, but it's already cool that you can create a pull request and then analyze, actually based on the logs, it provided this fix. maybe it's good and you can approve the pull request and then roll out the fix, and then, well, hopefully then everything goes well. And if not, you can do the same cycle again, where AI is going to analyze the logs again and then see if everything is going well or not, and then, well, create another pull request.
Yeah.
So
It's free.
yeah. Yeah, so the way that we added the GitHub part of it, so to create a pull request, we just added this GitHub URL to the context that we're sending to the agent, and the agent is then taking that GitHub URL as well as where to find the pods, and then it's able to pull all those things together, so it has access to the source code. We give it a GitHub token, so it can actually create the pull requests, and then yeah, that's about it, I think, in terms of how everything is working, other than diving into the code. Are you ready for a demo of this?
Are we?
So the internet's been a little interesting here, so we'll see how everything is going. But yeah, I'm rooting for you, Carlos.
Okay. Yeah, what could go wrong anyway? Yeah. So we have a rollout here, and if you probably maybe have seen this demo already from Rollouts, we have a service that is returning the color green all the time, and it's doing requests to my service, my Canary demo service, and it's now stable, and yeah, so returning green all the time. I'm not going to show you how this works when everything goes well. I'll show you what happens when things can go wrong.
It's way more fun.
It's more fun. So if I deploy something, and of course I deploy it directly to the cluster because YOLO, a new Canary rollout is happening. You can see it here, how it's going. Let's show a bit. So it's creating one pod, and in a second it's going to start doing the AI analysis. AI analysis, it's the plugin that I wrote for Argo. You see it's returning multiple colors. That's the new version, the Canary version. And eventually it should fail and roll it back automatically, which is what you are used to see with Argo Rollouts. The plugin, you run it on the Argo Rollouts with the configuration we showed before. And then what it does calls an agent. You can write whatever agent you want using A2A protocol. And yeah, you can even add your own business requirements, access to your internal documentation or whatever. And what else? So it, in this case, in this example, not only has access to the logs, but also has access to tools, MCP tools. So you can run get pod, describe pod, look at things like that. And of course, the demo did not work. Okay, so let's try it again, because what could go wrong again?
Yeah. So what happened here is that it wasn't successful, but it wasn't necessarily a failure either. So you see at the bottom there, there's the 3 with the little red thing next to it, but
yeah, here. Yeah.
It's probably because the network here is not super great, and so
let's see.
Yeah.
So
if there were real failures, then it would have rolled back. But in this case, it's not able to get the results back correctly, and so then it's not gonna roll it back automatically. It's just gonna say I wasn't really able to get the analysis.
Yeah, you would see the analysis run here, like any other analysis run. Is just with this plugin, the analysis run is this whole AI thing. And we can show you. Let's give it a second to see if this one should succeed. So I can go back and do. Let's do the promotion. So we can go back and try to break it again. It's also with AI, because it's non-deterministic. Sometimes it can tell you, oh, this exception, but I think it's okay. Or so sometimes you never, depending on the rules you say and the prompts you use, you have to be careful and the context you give to the AI model. So let's try it again.
Yeah. So there's
to roll out the bad one.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of variables here. Like Carlos said, you have to make sure that you craft your prompt really well, and then make sure you create your tools that that your agent has access to, and that they're able to correctly get the pods. And then, well, it depends on which model you're using as well. So we created the agent with, in this case, we're using, I think, Google Gemini, but
Yep.
we've also, you can plug in whatever model you want to use.
Yeah, this is running on Google Cloud Cluster, Kubernetes Engine, using Gemini for the analysis. You can also, on your agent, I mean, if there's an example agent that you can choose which model you want to use. But obviously, if you build your own agent with your own data or whatnot, you can use anything you want. And this is going too fast, and I think this is not going to fail again, because it should have failed already. Okay, so yes, always these things. And we can see in the analysis run what happened. Agent returned 500 error. Okay, so there's a problem. There was a problem on the agent. Let's see. Okay, so I guess this is what it is.
So in the bottom, you can see that it said like remediation steps taken, and then it's PR link and stuff like that. So I believe it is creating a couple of pull requests based on whatever the AI thinks that it needs to create PRs.
Okay. I'll show you what happened, what has happened before, because we were trying this. Okay, so 3 hours ago when this was working. So the agent says, okay, I recommend the rollout to stop and be rolled back, and the plugin will go and create a GitHub issue. And the GitHub issue is also asking the AI, give me a description of what the problem is. So here you have a very detailed description of why the AI thinks this should have been rolled back. This canary pod is experiencing frequent panics, leading to application instability, index out of range errors. It compares the stable and canary, so it's not just, is the canary good or bad? It's compared to the stable, how good or bad it is. And the analysis is the root cause is an unhandled scenario where the slice is empty and go, and so on. Recommended actions, immediately abort the canary rollout, and it did this before. Implement a code fix, manually apply the fix, and so on. So this is already good, right? The rollout failed, create a GitHub issue for it. But
so yeah, and I think for platform engineers, this is fantastic to at least get an idea of what is going wrong without immediately going to the, finding the software engineer on call that maybe can analyze the logs and stuff like that. To already have an idea of what might have gone wrong, then you can tell.
And this has happened after the rollback, right? So you have very limited impact on your users.
Right.
And what we do also with the metrics, with this metrics AI plugin, is assign it to Google Jules. Google Jules is a coding assistant. You could use a GitHub Copilot assistant. You can use Claude, whatever you want. We didn't want to rewrite that part. Basically, you create the GitHub issue, assign it to whatever coding assistant you want, and Jules said in like a few minutes, went on it and created a PR for it. So Jules tells me, okay, here is a PR that fixes the issue, went on, changed the files, and fixed the problem, which was if the slice was empty, it was panicking. And it even added a test for me. So if I wanted, I can go here, click merge, this gets deployed again and rolls out again. So that's why we are calling this self-healing rollouts. And
the nice thing is, well, even if it didn't quite fix the issue, well, as long as it still rolls back after only impacting the next 10% of people. No, don't do that.
So yes, and quickly show some of the bits here. This is what we were showing before, the roles, the GitHub URL, and let's see. And here we have the prompt somewhere. Let me see, prompt. It was this. No. No. Sorry. I cannot find it right now. What was the? I think it was prompt. Never mind.
It's too many prompts.
Too many prompts. Basically, the prompt was, I think it was here in the log somewhere also, on the down here. It's very verbose, but it was saying, imagine you are a DevOps agent, specialist, you have access to these tools, you can get logs, inspect pods, describe all these things that you want, and it will go and use those tools to figure out, okay, maybe the pod crashed with a memory, out of memory, the pod, so it's not just looking at the logs, but other things. The beauty of it is, with metrics, you need to know what could go wrong, and you need to set up those metrics, and you need to set alerts for those metrics. With this, it can be an addition also. It's not, you don't need to switch everything to this. With this, you get this fuzzy thing of what's right, what's wrong. So you don't, for things that you don't know, the unknown unknowns, that's cool for that. And yes, I think. All right.
Yeah. So takeaways, rolling out changes to all users at once is risky. I think we can all agree on that. That ideally, if we can use Canary kind of deployments, we only impact a small subset of our users. The impact is going to be less. And Canary rollouts and feature flags are a good way to do that. And I think and hope that we show that, okay, maybe it seems a little bit gimmicky to use AI, but I think this really has value, and I think it really can be an added feature to your rollouts to give you more of an idea of what might have gone wrong, and even give some suggestions of some potential fixes. And then it's still up to you. You're still fully in control to decide whether the AI is completely hallucinating or not, but at least you have an added tool in your toolbox to be able to do that. So I don't think it necessarily has any kind of detractor in that sense, because like Carlos said, you can still use the same Argo rollout templates that you were using before to look at the metrics and to have all that stuff that you have. This is just an added little feature that might be able to help you. So I think, you know, we can all kind of follow along with our AI overlords and embrace it, right? So, so with that, here's a couple links for the plugin that Carlos created, and then
the plugin is in the Argo Product Labs, and it's actively being developed. So if you want to give it a look.
Yeah, and of course, anybody's welcome to contribute to it as well.
And then we'll apply AI on the contributions.
Yes, of course, of course. And then, yeah, please leave us some feedback with, I think this is a Sked app, right?
Yeah, that's for the feedback. Please leave feedback.
Yeah. Cool.
Especially good feedback. Yes, thank you. We appreciate it.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.